Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
This is Rogers TV.
Hello and welcome to Next Week Today in St. Thomas-Elgin. We are now joined by Steve Peters, City Councillor. From grocery store to Speaker of the House to City Council. Welcome to the show.
Hi Kate, great to be with you.
Thanks so much. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in St. Thomas. My last name's not actually Peters, it's Pidverbetsky, Pidwerbetski. My roots are Ukrainian. My grandfather lost his farm in Saskatchewan in 1937 and arrived in Toronto as Dmytro Pidverbetsky and couldn't get a job and plucked Dick Peters out of the air. So there's a little trivia a lot of people don't know. But no, I went to Locks and Edward Street School, now June Colwood, graduated from Arthur Voden, attended University of Western Ontario, and bounced around to a few different jobs, and then at the age of 25 I got interested in local politics and ran for city council, served as mayor and MPP for 12 years, and I'm kind of like a recycled politician, and I'm back at it again on city council.
Fantastic. So why city council and why now?
Well, it's an exciting time, it's an exciting community, and one of the things about politics is, we've got the three levels of government: municipal, provincial, and federal. And the federal and provincial levels, you belong to a political party. Mm-hmm. And what I like about municipal politics is that there's no party politics involved in it. You can say it's black, I say it's white, Tim says it's gray, and you know what, let's go with the gray. And in our system of government, both provincially and federally, it's designed to oppose for the sake of opposing or support for the sake of supporting. And there's not that give and take and that compromise. So I've always, I've treasured my 12 years at Queen's Park, but I like municipal politics because you can pick up a phone and get something done, and not have to deal with a huge bureaucracy. So I like municipal politics, and I just want to continue to give back.
That's amazing. And I say to a lot of people, they don't realize municipal politics is your everyday. It's when you turn on the tap to brush your teeth, to when you're, flushing the toilet, putting out the garbage. It's all of the things in your everyday life that are affected by your municipal government.
Very much so, and people don't realize that it's this level of government that provides those services, and that the public needs to understand that when we raise your taxes, we're not doing it because we want to. It costs money to deliver all these services. We do our best. We know we get a massive snowfall like we just had this past weekend. Our crews go out and do the best that they possibly can. But we just can't do everything at the snap of a finger. But, the municipal politics is the one that's closest to the people.
Definitely. Well, we're so glad you represent us on City Council. And now to get to know you a little bit more, we have some Proust questions for you. So first up, what is your greatest achievement?
I'd say my greatest achievement was my provincial politics. Mm-hmm. The 12 years that I spent at Queen's Park, because I was given an opportunity to do things that most people would never do. I spent 4 years in opposition, and that taught me a lot. I spent 4 years in government, and I was the Minister of Agriculture and Food and Minister of Labour. And then my final 4 years as Speaker of the Legislature, and that it gave me that opportunity to see and understand the provincial process from all three sides. And for me, that will be something that I will always remember. And as my nephew will always reminds me that I will hang forever in Queen's Park, because courtesy of local artist Ron Kingswood, my portrait will hang there for years. So that's in my opinion, my greatest achievement.
And I think too, for St. Thomas-Elgin and Elgin Middlesex as well, because you really put us on the map, bringing Railway City beer to the legislature and doing all the great things you did. You really put us on the map as a region.
Well, it was great to promote local and support local. I can remember when I had my portrait painted, they brought me this list of all these famous artists. I said, I've got a famous artist in my own backyard. Yeah. It's Ron Kingswood. And I asked Ron, I said, have you ever painted a portrait before? He said, no, but he says, I'm willing to try. So
amazing.
There we go.
That's great. Our next question, who are your heroes, as my 7-year-old say, in real life?
My heroes in real life are my teachers. All the teachers that I had over the years, you know, I can think back to Mrs. Kerr in grade 1 and in kindergarten and Miss White in grade 1 and so on. And there's a little bit of each one of my teachers in me that, you know, there's things that I'll always remember that they taught me, you know, whether Mrs. Bond in grade 5 with theater arts, Mrs. Kraling, now Mrs. Collins, you know, with the focus on local news and current events, to my high school teachers that all influenced me in so many different ways. And those are my heroes because they did their job, they left their mark with me, and they're things that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life.
That's amazing. And you have a few of my teachers around the council table with you.
Well, there's, and that's the joy of it, of an educator is such an important person in all of our lives. And they are going to set us on that right direction, that right path to move forward. And I will always say kudos to all of my teachers. Exactly. They are my heroes. Amazing.
And as we wrap up, what would you say is your motto?
My motto is a poem called If by Rudyard Kipling. And if you've never read it. It's a poem, it's about the trials and tribulations and the adversity that we're going to face in our lives. But then the poem talks about how we can overcome those things and how it's incumbent on all of us to leave our mark and make the world a better place. So Rudyard Kipling's If. It's a great read.
Well, I certainly know you're going to leave a better mark on this place. Thank you so all that you do for our community.
Thanks, Kate. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And we'll be right back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas-Elgin.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Night's action on Rogers TV.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Now joining us on Next Week Today in St. Thomas-Elgin is Nicole Ibsen from Croc, downtown St. Thomas's newest addition at 364 Talbot Street. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You bet. So tell us, how did you wind up in downtown St. Thomas?
Well, we wanted to be a part of the community. We wanted to do something that everybody would enjoy and love, and just to be able to take some time and spend with family.
Great. And so your business, Croc, tell us a little bit about what Croc is all about.
Croc St. Thomas is a very bright and open space. It's warm and welcoming to everyone and anyone. It's for all ages. We do birthday parties, we do, it's for date night, for ladies' night, we do Nomies night, we have a variety of different events, or you can just come in and paint and have fun with your family and friends.
That's amazing. So I have a gnome thing. I love gnomes. So tell me about Nomies.
We have a variety of different gnomes at this time because it is the newest thing. It really is. We have little tiny toppers, and then we have party animals, and we have big ones, and it's a new thing. So we created an event that People can come in from 6 to 8 on a certain evening, and everybody's just painting gnomes.
Oh,
It's like Gnome Fest.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
So if I would come to Croc-A-Doodle and walk in the door, what can I expect as I open that door?
As you open the door, you see a massive wall of pre-molded pottery that you choose whichever item you want to paint. You sit down, you paint your own item. It's all water-based, non-toxic paint. It's actually gluten-free.
Huh.
Fun fact. But don't eat it. I wouldn't suggest that. And then you paint your item. Once you're done, we will glaze it and then put it in the kiln to fire. And once you get it back, it's actually food grade safe.
Incredible. So from the time you paint it to the time that you glaze it and then get it back, what's that time frame?
We aimed for about half a week.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad. It's about 3 to 4 days, but the kiln does take almost 24 hours to fire and to glaze and to finish up, because it goes to 1828 degrees, which is the temperature of lava. So it takes a while to go up to that temperature. It takes about 7 hours, and then it takes about 12 hours to come back down, because you want it to come back down slowly,
Right.
so that it cures properly.
Amazing. And so these are some of the things that people can do at Croc-A-Doodle that you have on
Yes.
display here.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you brought with you today.
So this item here is literally that you tape off the middle parts, and you just paint what are the colors that you want, and then you take the tape off, and then you paint the other sections. And then what I did is I did a tissue transfer for the words, because I'm not that great at wording and writing words, so I used a tissue to do it.
Oh, so the words are on the tissue and you just trace over them essentially.
Exactly.
Love it.
And then it comes out kind of like a stencil, so then you can marker over it or paint over it, actually. And that's how it comes out.
That's incredible, because I should have
Yeah.
been a doctor based on my handwriting, let's be honest.
Right? And that's exactly it. And I need help with handwriting, so that's why I use tissue. So so that's
gorgeous.
this one. And then this
Tails, Sonic and Tails, I love it.
Isn't he cute? I created him because I thought, you know what? It's a fox. Yes, it's a fox, but I love Sonic and Tails, and
Yeah.
I made him as Tails, and kids love him.
Adorable. So it's a fox.
Yes, it's a
and then
fox.
you can paint it any way you want, and you made it into Tails.
Exactly. So when you get it, it's plain white, and it's a bisque, so it's porous.
Okay.
And then you paint whatever you want, whatever colors you want, whatever design. I just added all the black in order to make him look like Tails.
Awesome. And so we've got a little bit of time to wrap up here. How do people get a hold of you if they want to come in and paint some pottery or book an event with you?
Well, we have a very solid website that we put all of our events on. We have a multitude of events throughout the year. Everything's available online, or you can phone us, you can email. We're open 7 days a week, so we're always here.
Great. Well, thanks so much for your time today, Nicole. Can't wait to come in and make the tails.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas-Elgin.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud, Anishinaabe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
It is arguably St. Thomas's largest Easter event. And here to tell us more is Sean Holroyd from the St. Thomas Kinsman's Club. He is also District 1 Vice Governor. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you, Kate.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
There's no little bit to tell about me. I'm always on the go. District 1 Vice Governor. I've been a resident of St. Thomas probably since the late 80s. Put roots down here. I have a wife and 3 kids that I see pretty regularly given my busy schedule. I have a day job in pest control as well as running a disc jockey service, and then the rest of my time is split between kin and family.
Amazing. So tell us, what are the Kinsmen and what do the Kinsmen do?
So the Kinsman Club is a service club, or rather a fellowship club that does service work. Started in 1920. Hal Rogers came back from the war and he missed the camaraderie that he had with his troops and went to join a service club, but was told he couldn't because he was a plumber and his dad was a plumber, so you can't have 2 occupations in the same organization. So he went out and started his own in Hamilton, and it grew across the country over the years. Now we have clubs coast to coast, national service partners with Cystic Fibrosis Canada, where we've donated $50 million over the course to treatment and research to cure CF. Most of our stuff is about serving the community's greatest need. The local club, St. Thomas Kinsman, just donated $50,000 to a Tiny Hope project to help end homelessness in the city. We do the Easter egg hunt, Canada Day celebrations in the park. Most of that comes out of Kinsman dollars that we raise from support with the community.
And who is part of the Kinsmen?
Anybody, any man can join the Kinsman Club. There are Kinsman clubs, Connect clubs, kin clubs. Most of the association is starting to go towards kin clubs, which is men and women serving the community's greatest need. We're open to anybody as long as they're 18 or older and interested in having fun and actually getting dirty doing the work that needs done in the community.
Fantastic. So you mentioned the Easter egg hunt, and
Yep.
Easter is fast approaching. Tell us a little bit about the Easter egg hunt, because we've got a lot of new people living in the town.
So the Easter egg hunt is what really hooked me into kin. It was where you could see the joy and fun that actually comes across the kids' faces. And if you want to see somebody having a blast, watch for me as the kids figure out that I've got eggs in my pocket and I'm chucking them out and they're chasing me around. But we started that project late 70s, early 80s. Our Easter bunnies are actually Bert and Gert, which were part of the Alert Stay Safe campaign that started back in the day. We throw basically 700 pounds of chocolate throughout the park, separated into 3 zones, age groups from 0 to 12. Starts 10 a.m. sharp, and if you can find chocolate by 10:15, good luck. It's amazing that 700 pounds of chocolate can disappear like that, but it takes me 2 days to get my kids to clean their room.
That's amazing. And you are live and back in the park this year?
Yep, there we are. We took a couple of side steps with COVID restrictions, and we morphed into a virtual hunt, if you will. People submitted their names and addresses, and through a lot of safety precautions and procedures, we bagged all the chocolate and delivered them door to door with the many volunteers and sponsors throughout the community to make that happen last year. But we are back in the park and can't wait.
Great. So 10 o'clock sharp, the Saturday of Easter weekend.
Yep.
At Pinafore, at whereabouts in Pinafore?
The main pavilion is where all the action sets up, and there'll be basically a DJ booth that I put up so that we can actually communicate with the crowd and give instructions. And yeah, I'd be showing up probably 9:15, about 10 to 10, we stop the traffic going through the park for the safety of the kids. And then if you're there 10 after 10, good luck finding chocolate.
Right. And what's the best way for people to find out more information on the event and about the Kinsman?
The best way to find out information about the event is basically word of mouth from everybody else. You can check out stthomaskinsman.ca, our website. It has information about all of our events. There are some local businesses that we put up some flyers and information about as well.
Great. And anybody out there who wants to participate in the Kinsman Club, find you or the Kinsman and get involved.
Find me, Google St. Thomas Kinsman, Kin Canada, District 1 Kin, any of those Google searches will bring up a website that you can just click and find your way to who to contact. And it's not just St. Thomas, it's nationwide.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Sean. I know I will be out there with our little one and a whole bunch of friends on Saturday morning, and we'll make sure we're out there 9:45.
Perfect.
Thanks so much. And we will be right back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas-Elgin.
Hello.
What is that? It's an apple with razor blades.
Oh.
Don't try this, kids.
What are you doing to your esophagus? Just eating everything. What are you just eating everything? No.
No. He needs the apple. That keeps the doctor away.
Smudging is a very important part in our life as we're all learning to walk the good way. When we smudge, we use the sacred medicine, the white sage, the sweetgrass, the tobacco, and the cedar. It cleanses negative energy and replaces it by a positive energy. When I smudge, I cleanse my end and my eagle feather and start cleansing my breath to have better words. I will smudge my eyes so I could see the better things offered to me. I will smudge my ears to hear the good thing that people have to say. I will smudge my hair to have good thinking from my head. I will bring the smudge to my feet so I could walk in respect with our Mother, the Earth. Smudging is the way we give our prayers to connect our spirit to the Creator. We express gratitude for the gift of life, the learning, and growth.
Well, as we know, this show often goes to the dogs, and this episode is no different. Joining us now are Tom and Roxanne Skippin from Raw for Pets, along with Twilight. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Raw for Pets.
Well, Raw for Pets, actually originally what happened was Roxanne was raising German Shepherds, a little over 30 years now. And she was having some health issues and concerns with the different dogs. So she started doing research on the different foods. About 20 years ago, she actually come across the raw food diet, and she started making her own food. And it was one of those things that people seen a difference in her dogs right away. So then friends and family started asking, well, could they get some as well? And from there, then she developed and she's grown the business into what it is today.
It's incredible. And Raw for Pets has had quite an incredible history over the last 20 years. I know, Roxanne, we met a long time ago in my work with Elgin. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of Raw for Pets?
Raw for Pets started out in my house in the basement. From there, we moved to a small store in Springfield. From the small store in Springfield, we moved into the Elgin Innovation Center and had a processing plant where we did a lot of private labels. We did private labels like Nothing Added, True Raw Choice, and a few. Naturals was another brand. And we grew quite large in there. I decided it was time for semi-retirement, so we had sold off all the private labels and retained just the Raw for Pets. And I figured I'd run a small little store, and then we ended up with the processing plant again, and here we go again. And now we've just recently moved to Talbot Line, the new store, which is a larger storefront with the manufacturing plant behind us. So
fantastic. And whereabouts on Talbot Line are you?
Right beside the John Deere dealership.
Oh, perfect. So just on Highway 3 there.
Yeah.
Amazing. And what kind of offerings do you have at Raw for Pets?
So there's a lot of different food blends for both cats and dogs, as all is 100% raw. Roxanne is a certified holistic pet nutritionalist, so she puts a lot of study and figuring out on what blends to make. And we have the different blends for all the different, any health or questions you may have, which we also offer the service of evaluations of health and dietary recommendations, as well as we also have all our own treats. So we actually process and make them right in our own facility. All our food comes from human-created facilities. So, you know, it is something that it is about the pets first and their health. We're also
100% Canadian.
Oh, that's incredible. So 100% Canadian.
Yes.
And human grade.
Human grade.
That's incredible.
So we also work closely with a lot of the different pet rescues, helping them with their extreme on the health ones. And we have brought many, Roxanne, I should say, has brought many dogs back from near death to thriving and living. Some of them have been, we know of Marble, he's 10 years now, as a dog sled now. That was 10 years ago, was pretty much ready to die. So.
Wow. So I have 2 dogs, and I know my one dog has some skin issues, right? Like the flaky skin. So if I could bring my dog in and you could look at his skin and help
absolutely
determine, you know, what kind of diet he would need.
Yeah, so a lot of times that can be done and changed by changing the diets. Some of them are a little bit more, in which case we have a full line of supplements that Roxanne has made up as well to help deal with the more extreme cases if the diet's just not enough.
Oh, amazing. And so when people walk in the door at the new location on Talbot Line, what can they expect to see?
So right off, there's a lot of the treats are posted up inside the wall. There is a wall there. Don't be afraid to go past that. And then there's the freezers. We have 14 different freezers on site.
Wow.
Of the different foods, the different blends. A lot of times Roxanne is there, but not always. So if she's not, you know, you want to have your dog evaluated, appointments is recommended. Our staff, though, is very well trained, and we are working with apprenticing them to be nutritionalists themselves. And of course, Twilight is going to be there most of the time, so if you want to come in and watch as Twilight grows up. And then we also have our 2 German Shepherds, True Dat, that are there as well, a fair bit. And we have a couple litters of Bengal kittens that will be starting to be brought to the store to get them socialized. So if you want to come in and just have a pet fix, that's also available. And pets are always welcome to come in and shop around with you.
Well, you just said this secret sauce. My son loves cats, but my husband's allergic. So I know where we're going to be coming every weekend for cat snuggles now. And so Twilight, how old is Twilight? So we can watch Twilight grow.
So Twilight is 9 weeks old. She's actually was from one of the breeders that uses our product. So her mother and father are both raised on our raw, and she was weaned straight onto the raw diet. She actually belongs to our store manager, Cece. So whenever Cece's there, you'll have Twilight there.
Yeah, and she's such a rowdy girl, we can tell.
Yeah. She does. She likes to run over and greet the dogs as they come to the door.
Oh, amazing. Great. Now, if people are looking to get a hold of you, get in touch, find out more information, how can they do that?
So the best way to do it is actually go to our website, rawforpets.ca. From there, you can actually, there's a place you can send emails. Our phone number is listed on there as well, whichever is more convenient to that. We actually have our product, we deliver right across all of Ontario and a little bit into Montreal even. So we actually don't feel restricted if you can't get to the store. Go onto our website and we can still get the product to you if you can't come to us.
Great. Well, we can't thank you enough for joining us, Roxanne, Tom, and Twilight. And we'll be sure to come in for all those cat snuggles.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you.
And that wraps up our show today for Next Week Today in St. Thomas-Elgin. We look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hi, I'm Melissa Yee, Community Engagement Specialist at Rogers TV. Volunteering at Rogers TV during my high school years provided a great opportunity for me to learn on-air reporting and writing, which helped me get into the college I wanted with that experience. The skills I learned while volunteering at Rogers TV were invaluable, and it has now led me down my career path of now overseeing the volunteer program at Rogers TV.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
You're watching Rogers TV, St. Thomas, Strathroy, Caradoc.